Imagine being in a Formula 1 car.
A fantastic performance, a mesmerising drive. At times he was 5 or 6 seconds a lap quicker than men.
Must be very powerful, that.
All those years ago, we were sitting in the back of a trailer, and a little Cavalier and everything. We could never have imagined being in here. For me, growing up, being bullied at the age of 6, parents telling there's no way you're going to be a racing driver. You ain't got what it takes. I'm going to prove them wrong. Obviously, my ambition is to be in Formula 1 and to eventually win the World Championship.
Lewis had taken himself to the very brink of the World Championship, and then it was all snatched away.
Is this the end of the World Championship dream for Lewis Hamilton?
And this has been my dream since I was a kid. Yeah. And it started going the wrong way. I lost. It just slipped through my fingers. I'm going to come back fitter, more relaxed, more experienced, and keep our heads high and look forward to next year.
In the world of Formula One, few names echo as loudly as Lewis Hamilton, a driver who not only rewrote the record books, but also changed the very culture of the sport. This is the story of a boy from Stevenage, England, who rose against all odds to become the face of Formula One and one of the greatest athletes in history. Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton was born on January 7, 1985, in Stevenage, Hertfordshire. His father, Anthony Hamilton, worked multiple jobs, sometimes up to 3 at a time, just to support his son's dream. Money was tight, but passion was endless. At the age of just 8, Lewis was introduced to karting. His father bought him a second-hand kart, and from the moment Lewis got behind the wheel, something was different. He wasn't just driving, he was flying. By the age of 10, Hamilton had already won his first British karting championship. He would walk up to McLaren team principal Ron Dennis at an awards ceremony and boldly say, "Hi, I'm Lewis Hamilton. I want to race for you one day." Little did Ron Dennis know that bold statement would become reality. In 1998, Lewis Hamilton joined the McLaren Young Driver program. This was historic, not just for him, but for Formula One. For the first time, a young black British driver was being groomed for the biggest stage in motorsport. Through the ranks of Formula Renault, Formula 3, and GP2, Hamilton left his mark everywhere. In GP2, he pulled off one of the greatest drives in motorsport history at Istanbul, going from the back of the grid to finish on the podium. It was clear, Hamilton was no ordinary talent. In 2007, Lewis Hamilton finally got his shot. Driving for McLaren alongside 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso, many thought he'd just learn quietly in his rookie year. But Lewis had other plans. He finished on the podium in his very first race, then stunned the world with 4 consecutive podiums after that. By the end of the season, he was just 1 point away from winning the championship in his rookie year. A star had arrived, the final race of the season in Brazil. Hamilton needed to finish 5th or higher to win his first championship. As the rain poured down, chaos unfolded. On the last lap, in the final corners, Hamilton overtook Timo Glock to snatch 5th place. Just like that, at 23 years old, Lewis Hamilton became the youngest ever Formula One world champion at the time. Tears, cheers, and disbelief. The boy from Stevenage had done it. But success doesn't come without struggles. The following years were tough. Rule changes hurt McLaren's competitiveness, and Hamilton's career faced setbacks. Many questioned whether he could dominate again. But Hamilton never gave up. His relentless drive, his belief in himself, and his commitment to the sport kept him going. Behind the scenes, another opportunity was waiting. In 2013, Lewis Hamilton made a bold move, leaving McLaren for Mercedes, a team that at the time wasn't considered a championship contender. Critics said it was a mistake, but what happened next would change Formula One forever. With the introduction of hybrid engines in 2014, Mercedes built a car unlike any other. Paired with Hamilton's unmatched skill, the sport entered a new era, an era dominated by Lewis Hamilton. From 2014 to 2020, Hamilton won 6 more world championships, equaling Michael Schumacher's record of 7. He broke record after record. Most wins, most poles, most podiums. The numbers were staggering. But beyond the statistics, Hamilton became the face of Formula One. But Lewis Hamilton is more than just a driver. He's a pioneer. As the only black driver in Formula One's history, Hamilton has consistently spoken out against racism and pushed for diversity in motorsport. He launched the Hamilton Commission to create opportunities for underrepresented communities in engineering and racing. Rivalries have always defined Formula One, and Lewis Hamilton has had some of the most intense in the sport's history. From the very beginning, his partnership with Fernando Alonso in 2007 was more like a battlefield than a mentorship. Alonso, the reigning double world champion, wasn't ready to be outshined by a rookie. Yet, Hamilton matched him blow for blow, forcing one of the most dramatic team rivalries in Formula One history. Then came his duels with Sebastian Vettel. At the height of Ferrari's resurgence, Vettel was the man who threatened to end Mercedes' dominance. Between 2017 and 2018, the world watched as Hamilton and Vettel fought fiercely for the crown. The tension, the wheel-to-wheel battles, and the pressure of 2 iconic teams clashing gave fans a taste of classic Formula One rivalries. Hamilton prevailed, cementing his legacy as the man who could conquer not just cars, but champions. But perhaps his most iconic rivalry came against his former teammate, Nico Rosberg. Friends turned foes. Their battles from 2013 to 2016 inside Mercedes are still remembered as some of the fiercest intra-team clashes ever. In 2016, Rosberg finally beat Hamilton to the championship, only to retire immediately after. That season was filled with drama, crashes, and emotional highs and lows that showed the world how badly both men wanted glory. For Hamilton, it was a lesson in resilience. Losing to someone in the same car stung, but it fueled his hunger to dominate again. Away from rivalries, what makes Hamilton unique is his personality outside the car. While many drivers live and breathe only racing, Hamilton has always embraced the world beyond the track. He brought a sense of individuality and creativity to Formula One that it had rarely seen before. From his bold fashion choices to his passion for music, he never tried to fit into the mold of a traditional driver. Instead, he created his own. This side of Lewis Hamilton, fiery on the track, yet deeply thoughtful and expressive off it, helped transform him into more than a racing driver. He became relatable, a human being in an environment that often feels robotic. And that balance between intensity and individuality is one of the reasons why fans across the world connect with him so deeply. Then came 2021, arguably the most dramatic season in Formula One history. A fierce battle between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. The season went down to the final race in Abu Dhabi. In the closing laps, a controversial decision by race control changed the outcome of the championship. Hamilton lost the title on the very last lap. Fans around the world erupted in debate. Many believed Hamilton was robbed, but in true champion spirit, he handled defeat with dignity, leaving millions in awe of his resilience. As of today, Lewis Hamilton stands as one of the greatest drivers in history. 7-time world champion, over 100 wins, over 100 pole positions, countless podiums. But beyond the records, Hamilton's legacy is about something bigger: inspiration. He showed the world that no matter where you come from, with determination, courage, and belief in yourself, you can achieve greatness. At 38 years old, Hamilton still races with the hunger of a rookie. He continues to push, to fight, and to inspire. Whether he wins another championship or not, his place in history is secured. Lewis Hamilton is not just a Formula One driver. He is a legend, a trailblazer, and above all, a symbol of hope. From Stevenage to superstardom, from go-karts to global icon, this is Lewis Hamilton's story. And it's far from over.